Hi, this is Amrita Sukumar, and I'm bringing to you this podcast called Unsettling. Look around you. Everyone is trying to create their own story. Make a tiny change in someone's life by just following their passion and in turn, inspiring the others to follow suit. This podcast brings to you stories of people who have defied the definition of settled set by the society and have created their own. They have found happiness in their version of settled. What is yours? Mental health is a topic that has been spoken about intensively in the past year, and hence we are here to talk about the same with an author and someone who has gone through bipolar disorder and is now living a normal life. So please help me welcome today's guest and fellow unsettler, Tushar. Hi Tushar, how are you?
Hi Amrita, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good too. So how has your day been so far?
Well, I am in the city of Nawabs and Kebabs, Lucknow right now, where the temperatures are, a little kadake wali thand ho rahi hai aajkal. So I was in my quilt, in my blanket, I think till 11 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
But then right now I'm in a mode to, talk about my experiences and explore the world of podcasting and perspectives.
Okay. I'm so glad that you got out of the quilt in time because I know it has the power to bury you forever. I have been there as well, but thankfully I got out on time. So, how has your journey been so far? I know you went through a bipolar disorder and it was a very harrowing experience for you and everyone around you. So, can you just tell the listeners a little about it?
Sure. So I was born in New Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost my father, Sri Raj Kumar Luthra ji, to a road mishap when I was barely 10, 11 years old. And so the other half of my childhood was spent in Lucknow because that's the ancestral home of my mother. Like mere Nana ji and Nani ji, they used
Acha.
to stay in Lucknow. So we had to shift from New Delhi to Lucknow after my father passed away. And it was a slightly difficult childhood for me because my mother had a second marriage with another man who was a NRI, like he was a UK-based citizen.
Right.
And it turned out to be a spousal abandonment case, and there was, some legal issues with my stepfather. So, like a little bit, my childhood was slightly, because I had to change schools, and but mostly I was good in academics, and I always wanted to, go for exclusivity. So, mujhe like there's a saying ki, two roads crossed in the woods, and I took the one less traveled. So I love, going for those kind of experiences or initiatives which is not taken by too many people. So, when I was in high school, I took science stream. I scored decently in my, 12th ke boards and 10th ke boards exam. But I never thought I had this in my mind कि I will not become a engineer. तो मुझे ये पता था कि मुझे इंजीनियरिंग नहीं करनी है, और मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि मुझे फिर क्या करना है. तो मैंने थोड़ा और एक्सप्लोर किया, and I landed up at NIFT Bangalore, National Institute of Fashion Technology, and I was doing a 4-year, 5-year course on fashion technology. How you make apparel and garments in bulk in all those factories where suits and dresses are made. But it was a slightly, not everybody is a fashion technologist. So I liked the experience. That 4 year was a nice journey. And but since I had a slightly rough childhood, I used to have episodes of mild depression in high school, in junior college, in class 10th and 12th, especially in those phases of my academics where I had exams or I had a lot of stress or peer pressure. So मुझे थोड़ा बहुत depression हुआ था 10th में 12th में. And I always also had this in my mind कि I have to make quick money, and money really fast. क्योंकि मुझे था कि I want to support my young sister, I want to support my mother, I want to get them a big house again. I want to shift them from Lucknow to a better city like let's say Pune or Mumbai or Chandigarh. So मुझे 2011 में I still remember I had a phase of mania.
Okay.
So mania is the exact opposite of depression. So you become very euphoric about your thoughts. You sleep a lot less, and you have all these grandiose ideas. You can become the next Prime Minister of India. You can open a multi-billion company overnight. So it's the exact opposite of depression.
Okay.
And I had the first experience in mania in 2011, which led to my diagnosis with this mood disorder called bipolar disorder.
Right.
And that then began my journey with the different types of treatments which I was given, a lot of therapy, a lot of counseling, a lot of research, and learning how to manage life with a mood disorder.
Oh, okay. So, just to get a brief gist, what is bipolar disorder and how is it different from depression? Your personal experience.
So, bipolar disorder, also known as manic depression, is actually a mood disorder which leads to severe mood swings. Basically, you sometimes have very low depressive phases, and the other times you have very high phase of excitement and curiosity, and you're all over the place.
Okay.
And so it's called it according to science and according to my own perspective, people with bipolar are very creative.
Okay.
So they can write poems, they can write short stories, they can write a rap song in a very short span of time, and they are very creative with even graphic designing or video editing or all those creative forms of fields. And even I was very creative. I was very imaginative in school. I loved writing short stories, writing poems for my say for my mother's birthday, or for like my high school crush or my girlfriend or any. I loved writing small short poems for the people I loved and cared about in my life. So in the West, bipolar is also known as celebrity disorder, because people who are able to explore the creative, positive side of this mood disorder are able to explore that creativity and do a lot of creative things in their lives. And it can be managed. It's not a disease. It's a disorder. It's a slight chemical imbalance in your brain, which can be very well managed if you adopt proper medication and you get proper therapy from a psychotherapist. So yeah, it's a disorder, but you can learn to live with it, and actually not just live with it, you can thrive with it. It gives you that immense amount of creativity in all aspects of your life.
Okay. So you're saying that when you're depressed, you're completely in a low mood where you don't want to talk to anybody. That's what happens. And when you are happy and in a creative mode, you tend to create a lot of things. Okay. So there are two extreme kind of emotions that you're going through.
Yeah, extreme moods. Yeah.
Completely. So these moods, they last for a few hours, few days? How does it work?
So in medical terms, bipolar disorder is also of 4 different types. There is type 1, type 2, and rapid cycling. Type 1 is those people who have only 1 or 2 major manic episodes, and then they might have few depression episodes going forward. Then type 2 is slightly more severe. You can have a lot of hypomania episode as well, and it's slightly more difficult in terms of coping with it. And then you also have rapid cycling, which leads to a lot of hypomanic and hypodepression phases in your mood. So I was diagnosed with type 1 back in 2011. Mania mania also has 2 different phases. One is called hypomania, which is slightly manageable because you don't lose the touch with reality. You still are very grounded. You know what is real and what can happen and what cannot happen. But you're very productive and very creative when you're hypomanic. When you reach the mania stage, you lose touch with reality. So you enter a phase of your mind where you think anything is possible. God can talk with you. You can have superpowers. You can shoot out lasers from your eyes. And my own personal experience was that when I had my first manic episode, I was at the Bangalore International Airport trying to book a flight for Singapore without a valid passport and without a visa. I thought
Oh
I
my
could go
God.
to Singapore and go for a big meeting with some corporate giant. But it got cured. There are different types of treatments and medications available for this disorder. And
Okay.
in case of mania, it leads to hospitalization of the patient of the survivor for a few weeks.
Okay.
But if you are able to manage the stress and have a good sleep pattern in your life, you can learn to manage these mood swings very well.
Oh, so sleep pattern is important. I think sleep pattern is important for every person because it's quite messed up in our day-to-day lives, and that is a cause of a lot of problems. But then, when you talk about medical assistance, what kind of medical assistance is available, and at what point do you know that this is a bipolar disorder or this is depression, and I should go and get in touch with a professional?
Mhm. So, generally, bipolar is diagnosed when the person or the individual is around 25 years of age. It can happen in early childhood or even late in their 40s or 50s, but mostly the median age is around 25 years old.
Right.
And you generally get diagnosed with bipolar only when you have had a manic episode.
Oh.
Because people with depression can also develop bipolar if they have them, because till class 10th or 12th, as I mentioned before, I only used to have mild depression. So
Right.
till that point, I was basically having only depression. But in 2011, when I had a full blown manic episode, then I was diagnosed with bipolar.
Okay.
And it also has a bit of hereditary component. People like basically you might have a close relative or a grandfather or a grandparents who might have the same disorder, so it might come as a part of hereditary. It can also come via substance abuse, and even a difficult early phase of your life, early childhood, can lead to bipolar. So there's a lot of different kinds of medication available. They have lithium-based medication. But what I have personally felt, since I have dealt with this disorder from the last 10 years, काफी रिसर्च हुई है ना, इंडिया में भी और इंडिया के बाहर में भी काफी रिसर्च की गई है, एंड द मेडिकेशन हैज इम्प्रूव्ड अ लॉट. क्योंकि जो मेरी पहले की मेडिकेशन थी स्टार्टिंग में 2011 में 2012 में, उसमें it had a lot of side effects. I was having weight gain, I was having hair loss, and I was having a lot of different side effects. But अभी इतना मेडिकल रिसर्च हो गया है और इतना कुछ काफी इसके बारे में पढ़ा, इतना रिसर्च हो गया है कि मेडिकेशन भी काफी इम्प्रूव हो गई है. तो जो मैं 5-6 साल पहले दिन के 4-5 मेडिकेशन और पॉप पिल्स खा रहा था, अभी मेरे सिर्फ 1-2 पिल्स हैं, और जो बहुत ही मेंटेनेंस डोसेज है, एंड आई एम एबल टू प्रॉपर्ली लीड अ गुड प्रोडक्टिव नॉर्मल लाइफ विद दोस मेडिकेशन के अलावा थेरेपी एंड काउंसलिंग इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई एम वेरी लकी कि जब मैं MBA कर रहा था, मेरे खुद के कैंपस में the admin of the college was of the campus of the university was so good कि they had a psychiatrist and a psychotherapist for every student of the university, and they can go and talk to them about all kinds of problems. So I really believe कि since ये young age में diagnose होता है, I think all universities in India and should at least have a psychotherapist on board, कि कभी भी किसी स्टूडेंट को या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट हो या ग्रेजुएट हो, if they have any kind of mental illness or any kind of issues with their life, they can talk to somebody without paying a huge क्योंकि बहुत महंगा भी है इंडिया में.
हाँ, बहुत महंगा भी है,
काउंसलिंग बहुत महंगी है, स्पेशली कॉलेजेस में, यूनिवर्सिटीज में. तो आई थिंक दे शुड हैव समबडी ऑन कैंपस एट ऑल टाइम्स फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स. आई एम लकी कि सिम्बायोसिस पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी में ये अवेलेबल था. And I was able to, pass those 2 years of my MBA with a proper therapist on board, जिसके साथ मैं सारी बातें कर सकता हूँ about my love life, about my relationships, about peer pressure, all those things. So, क्योंकि काफी जो लाइफ के जितने भी एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं, अगर किसी में भी स्ट्रेस है तो उससे मूड स्विंग्स हो सकते हैं आपको.
Oh my
So
God.
it's good कि I think so therapy, counseling and medication is much needed.
Much
Apart from
needed,
that,
yeah, yeah.
practicing yoga, meditation and doing some form of creativity. चाहे
अच्छा.
आप पेंटिंग करिए, डूडलिंग करें, या आप कुछ शॉर्ट स्टोरी लिख रहे हैं, या आप यू कैन गो बिकम अ परफॉर्मर. यू कैन बी
Correct.
अ रैपर, यू कैन बी अ डीजे, यू कैन बी लेट्स से यूट्यूबर. सो
Okay.
वो जो क्रिएटिविटी मिलती है आपको बिकॉज ऑफ दिस डिसऑर्डर should be invested in some form of art. उससे भी काफी therapy मिलती है if you practice your if you practice let out this creativity in some form of art form. So yeah, that
Correct.
helps a lot.
So basically, only when you reach the mania phase is when you realize that you have bipolar. And once you realize that, what is important is that you consult a proper doctor, get your medication, do meditation, have proper counseling and therapy, and that is what is going to help you recuperate from this. So, is it curable, and how can one lead a normal life with it?
So it's not curable up till now. लेकिन काफी मेडिकल रिसर्च की गई है, एंड अभी की जो ट्रीटमेंट है दे आर आल्सो लाइक दे आर अफोर्डेबल, दे आर नॉट टू हैवी.
Right.
एंड बट इट डिफरेंस विद एवरी केस. कब किसको किस स्टेज में डायग्नोज हुआ, क्या इनको बाइपोलर के अलावा और कुछ भी है, लाइक आर दे आल्सो शोइंग सिम्पटम्स ऑफ ओसीडी और
Right.
एंजाइटी और पैनिक अटैक्स. सो एवरी केस इज स्लाइटली डिफरेंट. But I think maybe a few years down the line there might be even a cure for it.
Hopefully.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, both in India and abroad, have shown this pop stars like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, back home actress Shama Sikandar, and even the rap artist Yo-Yo Honey Singh. They have also come out that they were diagnosed with bipolar disorder at some stage in their careers. So so if you are able to get good therapy, proper medication, and also a very important point is a peer support group. इंडिया के बाहर भी काफी सारी वेबसाइट्स हैं, like DBSA, Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance UK, and back home in India we have Bipolar India and Mental Health Today. So they have a group called peer support group, जिसमें और लोग भी हैं जिनको बाइपोलर हैं. उसके साथ साथ ऐसे लोग भी हैं जो केयर गिवर्स हैं. So केयर गिवर्स आर बेसिकली अ रिलेटिव or a family member of somebody with bipolar who is the main person who takes care of that survivor or patient.
अच्छा.
Like मेरे केस में मेरी mom और sister मेरे केयर गिवर्स हैं. In some case the child can be the caregiver of
to the parent.
Yeah. कि किसी पेरेंट को बाइपोलर है तो उसके जो बच्चे हैं वो उनका ख्याल रख रहे हैं, वो मेडिकेशन देख रहे हैं कैसे हो रहा है, वो थेरेपी के लिए लेके जा रहे हैं. सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप एक ऐसा ग्रुप ज्वाइन करें जहाँ पे इंडिया से या अराउंड द ग्लोब से और लोग भी हैं फेसिंग द सेम इशू. इससे बेनिफिट ये रहता है कि यू कैन टॉक अबाउट योर फीलिंग्स एनी टाइम. यू कैन टेलीग्राम में लिख सकते हैं, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है. Some peer support group also have meetings every month. So जब आपको ये पता चलता है, आपको ये hope मिलती है कि आप अकेले नहीं हैं. You are not the only one facing this. There are more people just like you in your age group in the same country जो इसको face कर रहे हैं. तो साथ में होता है ना कि as a small community you get the hope and strength to face it. Right. So I'm lucky कि I was able to meet the Mental Health Today team via Twitter and social media. और उनका भी एक नया सपोर्ट ग्रुप है which is very helpful, क्योंकि एक फीलिंग आती है कि हाँ मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ. मेरे साथ मेरी एज ग्रुप के मेरी ही खुद की सिटी की है, मेरी खुद ही कंट्री के और लोग भी हैं जो इसको फेस कर रहे हैं और वो भी अच्छे से मैनेज कर पा रहे हैं. तो उसको आपको एक इनर स्ट्रेंथ और एक होप मिल जाती है, which is very vital and important to deal with it.
Oh my God. So it's so one, you've done a lot of research about it, and two, it's so important to have a support group. क्योंकि जब आप सही बोल रहे हो, अभी एक ही नैया में अगर चल रहे हो तो you know what the other person is going through, and that is quite helpful to support, because Well, it's quite difficult as a layman. This is one question I always wanted to ask you. That, personally, I have never gone through something like this. And honestly, I just have one other friend who has gone through a bipolar disorder, and he doesn't like talking much about it. So how can I personally, be more aware of mental health and how to help people around me?
सो काफी सारे यंग इनिशिएटिव्स हैं इंडिया में. A few examples. I joined at Dot and Mental Health Today on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So अगर आपके किसी क्लोज फ्रेंड रिलेटिव को भी कोई भी मेंटल इलनेस है, so आपको यू हैव टू बी देयर सपोर्ट एज अ सपोर्ट, बट आपको कुछ ज्यादा भी पेग या पुश नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि दे नीड दैट टाइम एंड दे नीड सम टाइम टू become comfortable and get in a comfortable space to talk about their feelings, talk about their expressions. मुझे भी याद है 2011-12 में मेरी मदर को बिल्कुल नहीं पता था कि मुझे बाइपोलर है. मेरी मॉम खुद एक होम्योपैथिक फिजिशियन है, बट उनको भी बाइपोलर के बारे में बहुत ही कम इंफॉर्मेशन थी उस टाइम पे. एक स्मॉल फैक्ट ये भी है कि मैं बचपन से होम्योपैथिक मेडिकेशन खा रहा हूँ, वो जो शुगर की प्रॉब्लम्स होती थी ना. सो पहले के 6 महीने 1 साल में मुझे मेडिकेशन मिलने में बहुत डिफिकल्टी होती थी, क्योंकि जितनी भी बाइपोलर की मेडिकेशन थी, दोस्त वर वेरी slightly bigger size pills which you had to gobble with water.
You had to swallow, right?
हाँ, तो मुझे swallow करना आता नहीं था मेडिकेशन को. मैं बचपन से वो खा रहा हूँ होम्योपैथिक मेडिकेशन, अपनी आर्निका और बेलाडोना, इसमें मेडिकेशन खा रहा था. तो मेरी मॉम ऐसे दवाई को पीस के खाने में मिला के मुझे देती थी पहले 6 महीने में. और मुझे भी पहले 6 महीने 1 साल में मुझे था कि आई डोंट वांट टू गो टू अ साइकियाट्रिस्ट, आई डोंट वांट टू गो टू अ थेरेपिस्ट, क्योंकि इंडिया में एक तो रेशियो बहुत कम है. मतलब अगर आई थिंक इंडिया में 10,000 या 1 लाख पेशेंट्स के लिए सिर्फ 10 या 15 साइकियाट्रिस्ट अवेलेबल हैं. जो है वो लोग भी कुछ थोड़े काफी रेशियो बहुत ही लो है for the people facing any mental illness to the psychiatrist and psychotherapist being available. तो आपको अगर आपके if somebody close to you is facing these disorder or any particular illness, give them some time to speak to you. Ensure कि उनको ये पता रहे कि आप हमेशा available हैं. You're always a call away if they want to talk about anything to you. Make them join a community, take them for all these meetings, and उनको ये बताइए कि it's not the end of the road, it's not the end of your life. आप बहुत लोग हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे एग्जांपल्स हैं जो एक अच्छी खासी लाइफ लीड कर रहे हैं. Examples like Shaheen Bhatt, Deepika Padukone, they have also faced depression for years, and even they have come out. So, and जितना और कंटेंट के थ्रू या इनिशिएटिव्स के थ्रू मेंटल अवेयरनेस इंडिया में बढ़ेगी, आई थिंक उतना ही इजीली यंग पीपल विल बी एबल टू टॉक अबाउट इट. अभी इनहिबिशंस और शाइनेस इसलिए होती है क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कि दे विल बी जज्ड कि यार ये तो बाइपोलर है, यार ये तो डिप्रेस्ड रहता है, ये तो पागल है. जब तक ये जजमेंट है दिमाग में कि यार मुझे ये लोग जज करेंगे, तब तक they will not come out of the comfort space and talk about it. इसलिए I am very glad कि काफी सारे corporates भी Times Now का recent एक चल रहा है initiative about mental health. अक्टूबर का महीना हर साल mental health के लिए होता है. 31st March of every year is actually World Bipolar Day. So, and even a lot of people have come out with their initiatives like Live, Love, Love Foundation by Deepika Padukone. Here Comes the Sunshine by Shaheen Bhatt. So the more normalized, the more as a society and as a community हम mental illness को जितना normalize करेंगे, इसके बारे में बात करेंगे, उतना ही लोग जल्दी treat हो पाएंगे and they can do a lot of good things with their lives. So yeah,
that is so
mental
true. That is
health awareness is required.
That is absolutely true because honestly, one, as you said, कि लोग पागल समझेंगे, वो तो एक इतना खतरनाक stereotype है.
you always feel so conscious when you want to go and get in touch with a therapist, because you feel that the people around you will judge, what the society will talk about. And that is the major reason why a person would not go to a therapist. Also, as you said, that there are very less number of therapists as compared to the people in our country, and that is something that has to change. क्योंकि काफ़ी हद तक मतलब अगर आप मतलब मेरे ही एरिया में देखो, I had to research, so I just looked up the kind of psychologists that I could get in touch with, and there were hardly a few, and that too a little farther away from where I lived. So it was not feasible for me to travel every day if I'm somebody who is working and have to do that as well. So, well, as you said, knowledge is very important. Hopefully people will be more aware of what is going on around them, and they will stop judging and start listening. If that happens, then hopefully people will be more open about what they are going through, and we can also be a very good support to them. So Tushar, I also know that you have written a book, and that is something that you said is a part of the creative side of your life. So how did you come up with the idea, and what is it about?
Sure. So my novel is a urban romance and romantic comedy titled Love at First Print.
Okay.
It was published in January 2019. So इसका आइडिया मुझे आया था अपनी नौकरी में मेरी. So after I passed out as a fashion technologist from NIFT, I was working in this very posh premium mall in Chandigarh called Elante Mall.
Okay.
और वहाँ पे मुझे एक दिन एक ईमेल आया, एक लड़की से एक ईमेल आया जिसमें उसका CV और resume attached था. और that email was supposed to be forwarded to the HR of my company, of my brand. और मैंने वो ईमेल ऐसे खोला कि देखें कौन है, क्या अचीवमेंट्स हैं, CV कैसा है, फॉर्मेट कैसा है. And somehow that her resume was very well formatted and very impressive. मतलब she was a college topper and she was a PETA activist, she was a swimming champion. और मुझे लगा कि यार मुझे इस लड़की से अपनी लाइफ में कभी ना कभी मिलना है. I want to at least meet her and to appreciate कि she has a very good profile, very good portfolio.
Okay.
So next evening I gave her a call, let's connect on LinkedIn, and I loved your CV. I hope you get a good internship in your dream company. और ये कहानी, ये रिलेशनशिप वहीं पे खत्म हो गया इन रियल लाइफ. वहां पे मेरा बॉलीवुड दिमाग शुरू हुआ और मैंने एक कहानी लिखी टाइटल लव एट फर्स्ट प्रिंट, जिसमें बेसिकली मैंने ये दिखाया है कि a guy, a young executive working for an e-commerce company in India, falls in love with a young ambitious intern at his company via a print of an impressive resume. So वहीं से दो टाइटल था, from love at first print, from love at first sight it became love at first print.
Okay.
And इसमें मैंने basically there is also a human psychology term called chained elephant syndrome, which is basically अगर आपको बचपन से कोई कुछ बार बार कह रहा है कि आप आप में ये फ्लॉ है, ये फ्लॉ है, ये फ्लॉ है, या आप अगर आपको बचपन से you are being fat shamed, और कोई भी अगर बहुत लोग आपको एक नेगेटिव टैग दे देते हैं लाइफ में, so you start believing in it कि हाँ यार मैं शायद मैं ऐसा ही हूँ कि मुझे 10 लोग आके ये कह रहे हैं. तो that is called chained elephant syndrome. So मैंने अपनी नॉवल में ये दिखाया है कि the young Indian millennials are facing a lot of internal problems in their relationships. कि उनके जो past breakups हैं या जो insecurities हैं उनकी खुद की personality में, कभी-कभी that can happen, that can be an obstacle in their relationship with their friends and even with their lovers. उसको कैसे डील करना चाहिए और कैसे जो कहानी का प्रोटैगनिस्ट है कैसे बहुत ही फनी क्वर्की वे में अपने इनसिक्योरिटीज को शेयर करता है टू बिकम दैट become worthy of someone's love. So that's a situational romantic comedy called Love at First Print, and it's available on all e-commerce platforms, and jaldi, if everything goes well, it might also become a video format. It might be adapted into a web series as well.
That's so beautiful, man. I mean, I love the concept. I like the fact that, you talk about a lot of modern problems with a modern solution. through book, through reading, through maybe, you know, telling people that this is how life is and it's okay to be the way you are, to accept yourself the way you are. Oh my God. So this is quite interesting. I'm looking forward to the web series. I'm a very sad reader nowadays. I was a good reader before, but I'll try to read as well if possible. So then what do you do, Tushar, nowadays? How are you living and leading a normal life? What do you keep doing?
So I currently work as a freelance branding consultant for startups of different types.
Okay.
And I also run my own community. I have a small online exclusive community online for young artists and creative people from across India. It's called APT Elite Artist Club. I've co-founded this small community about about 15 to 18 months back. When I was actively performing in Mumbai and in Pune in a lot of different gigs and open mics and all those events. I am also a stand-up comedian. जो मैंने lockdown में I've tried to do observational comedy. जो मेरी life के incidents हैं, कैसे उसको comical way में एक story बना के we can spread smiles and laughter among audiences. And I am also a mental health promoter. I'm talking because I want कि अगर और भी कोई young बंदा बंदी है कहीं पे भी इंडिया में, if they are facing issues and if I can give them hope and inspiration, if I can fight it, why can't they?
Right.
So yeah, I'm also a mental health promoter with a few initiatives like Mental Health Today and a few other platforms as well. So yeah, that's about me.
That's what you do to. Yeah, wow, interesting. So then, you spoke about mental health promotion that you do, and that is something that you recently started. So how can people get in touch with you? If they are going through something and they just want to talk to you or talk to somebody who is related to your venture?
So I'm active on all social media platforms. You can explore my Facebook page. It's called Tish Projects. And we also have a Facebook group called APT Elite Artist Club. My email ID is available on my LinkedIn profile. I have been very active on LinkedIn over the last 2 or 3 months because I was searching for freelance projects and connecting with like-minded people.
Right.
I am also fairly active on Instagram, although I've taken a small digital detox break from that platform. But yeah, I do respond to emails as well. You can check out all the all my stories, all my Instagram features and Instagram lives, all those content about mental health on my Instagram bio. There's a particular link which gives you access to all of it.
Right.
And you should definitely get in touch with Bipolar India website and Mental Health Today website, MST website. They can add you in their peer support groups. They both these initiatives have their own peer support groups, which will be very helpful for you if you are young and facing any kind of any kind of mental illness or any kind of if you're having anxiety,
emotional
panic, any kind of emotional feelings, if you want to talk to somebody, I would recommend and talk. मैं बिल्कुल कहूँगा कि आप इन वेबसाइट पे जाइए और जाके इनसे बात, they are active on their social media. Join these networking groups, and yeah, so you can
that
get in
will
touch with me
help.
via email or social media. I'm available on all those platforms.
So I'll add all the links in the description so that people who are listening to this episode can go and just check the links out, or I'll add his email ID also. So if you wish to talk to him directly, that can also be possible. So, coming to almost the end of the interview, I would like to ask you, what is one message that you would like to give someone for, who is struggling through some kind of mental illness?
So, therapy काफी important है. And ऐसा नहीं है कि you have to go to a therapist only. Pet therapy भी बहुत important होती है. If you can adopt a small puppy or a parrot or a kitten and take good care of them, they can also keep your mood stabilized and keep you cheerful throughout the day, throughout the week. Apart from that, you can, if you are facing any kind of, overload of thoughts or overloads of emotion and you're not sure कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, किससे बात करनी चाहिए, try to search on काफी सारे mental health initiatives हैं available. कुछ गवर्नमेंट की initiatives भी हैं, कुछ अलग से personal initiatives हैं. उनसे explore them, DM them, maybe contact them. They will reach out to you and help you. You can explore more groups for depression, bipolar, different types of mental illness on social media. काफी सारा support available है. All you have to do is reach out to them and they're ready to help you. And
Okay.
जितना रिसर्च हो सके ना, जितना आप शॉर्ट फिल्म देख सकते हैं, टेड टॉक देखिए, मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर्स का कंटेंट देखिए, and explore. There are a lot of good websites. Like I just stumbled upon this website called Hope to Cope, which is for depression and anxiety issues. So काफी websites available हैं, काफी initiatives हैं. So people, the support is out there. Your cloud has a silver lining out there. All you have to do is do a little bit of research and just reach out to them, and help is available there.
Yeah. So basically, just don't give up and don't feel that you're alone, because there are a lot of people going through a similar process, which is actually very saddening. But the best part is that they are supporting each other. And till the time everyone else can be educated, at least you will have some kind of peer support from that end. So please do get in touch. And as Tushar also mentioned that, you can adopt a pet, or you can just, do something that you love. If you like painting, get into painting. You like to perform, you can perform, and that is going to help you a lot.
Absolutely. You can do doodling, painting, sketching, writing something.
True. That's true. Maybe you can really find a love at first print. Who knows? So keep writing. This is one question I ask everybody on the podcast, but I know that you have had the most unsettling part of your life. So in this unsettling world, what does settle mean to you?
Settled is actually, I feel it's the stage of stagnation in one's life. When you start feeling ki, I think I have done everything. I have traveled enough. I have explored enough. And, I just start living for others, start living this for my family or with my friend. Right. So I don't like, getting settled in life. I want to stay curious. I want to stay excited for every single day of my life. I love, just keep exploring, traveling, trifling with life. And in that, if you're still, so you should support others, support your family, support your parents. But keep exploring as your own self, until, you should just, keep exploring. Every day you should be grateful for something, learn a new thing, maybe learn a new word, read a new book, listen to a new podcast, or, explore new things, क्योंकि काफी नई चीजें हो रही हैं, काफी नए career, आ रहे हैं. You can be a gamer now, you can be a DJ, you can be an influencer on social media. So keep on exploring new things, and it's never too late in life for anything. You can start anything in life at any age, at any stage of your life, and it can make your life, a good success as well as an inspirational story for others. So I, really like when I was able to mentor someone or guide someone in their life. मुझे काफी यंग लोग कहते हैं, भैया आपने मुझे ये बताया, अच्छा किया. He taught me about digital marketing. He taught me about LinkedIn. So share your knowledge with others, especially with the young people of India, with young students. You can share your perspective, opinions, knowledge, views with them, and just keep exploring and trifling with life, because I believe that experiments leads to expertise. And just keep traveling, exploring, and trifling with life.
Okay, that was a very wonderful message for all people out there. Okay, so Tushar, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing so many things about you, your life, about mental health, about bipolar disorder. I think at least I have learned so much from you that I might be able to help someone out in some small way or the other, at least by giving a lending ear. just listening to their story rather than, judging them, as you said, and pushing them. I might just help somebody in the process after listening to your story. So thank you so much for sharing this. Hopefully I will see your book, Love at First Print, converted into a web series and proudly promote it. That is my hope. And I hope that you keep doing things that you love and be unsettled. That is what I hope for you. So thank you so much, Tushar.
Yeah, thanks, Namrata. And you have an excellent platform, via your podcast, where you are showing so many inspirational and motivational stories of, young people from across the country and how they're making a difference in their own small way. So,
Yeah.
Keep creating awesome content for all the young audience of India.
Thank you so much. I hope so too. That's just actually, I love talking to people, and honestly, I feel that I keep on learning something or the other from the people I talk to, and you as well. So I don't know where this journey is going to take me, but I'm enjoying the process. So I'm just going to be in the process for as long as possible.
Great.
So thank you, man. I'll be adding all the links in the description. Tushar will be sending them to me. So anybody who is listening to this episode and wants to know more about mental health and the peer groups, and of course, if you want to talk to Tushar, I will be adding all the links, and that will take you where you need to be. So thank you so much. Hi! If you can hear this, that means you have reached the end of the episode. So like, share, subscribe, follow, stay tuned to Unsettling. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can always reach out to me on my Instagram page, amritasukumar_unsettling, or send me an email on podcast.unsettling.as@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.